for a ordinary TV na guso we na masho se need na ordinary TV be so modern subscribe like na be share video we amamai na ene dey dey lawyer Paul Adom Otchere wetimi dey nsi mebre na dey atudwa na for mesho se boyre nsem no na mesho se obe share video we ama obianya bi ahwe drop comment comment section won na enkuti asum ayre asem na ntimi enka your king na nsem na waka no emu ebrie pa etigibre ni ti dey lawyer Paul Adom Otchere eken na owia obeti the NDC party on person the MPP party na efaso na ndom person the lawyer Paul Adom Otchere swedi efaso wakini na old red me video ya si ne engibre ne nkuti nsema ye de body to the 9 emresisia meda obret to nyabre ehwe.
It's new thinking for a new problem. Look at it. This is all that money can come to the MPP party office for the purpose of organizing general election and organizing the rest of the elections. Now, the NDC is worried, and I'm telling you why now. The NDC is worried because if any of these gentlemen emerge 31 January as the MPP's presidential candidate, he is the only one on the ballot in 2028. He's the only one. The NDC don't have anybody on the ballot yet. Now the Supreme Court's judges have confirmed to Parliament that John Dramani Mahama is ineligible to contest the election. So the NDC don't have a candidate. So the only candidate on the ballot will be one of these guys. The international community will deal with him. Civil society will deal with him. Businesses will deal with him. Police will deal with him. Military will deal with him. Why? Because he could be president. You see, as Al-Hassan Suhini said on Good Morning Ghana, every election is different from the last one. So the last election is over. When you come to this election, you all start from zero. It's not like a boxing match that round 1 adds up to round 2 to adds up to round 3. Hi, Sharaf. Sharaf, you understand what I'm saying? You know boxing more than me. So round 1, round 2, round 3 all add up together. No, that's not how this one works. Election, we finish clean slate. We start from zero. So the presidential candidate that has already emerged, he is in pole position. That's what happened to John Mahama. That's how John Mahama won the election. So John Mahama was already there. He was always there. People didn't know whether it would be Mahamadou Bawumia or to be Alan Martin. I knew that it would be Mahamadou Bawumia. But people, Alan Martin, Bawumia, Kennedy, on superdelegates, they was in Kumasi. I think you've seen that video, and I interviewed one to me. And I spent a lot of time with Kwame Owusu. At that time, he was working for Kennedy Japan. We were having conversation. Kwame Owusu is my friend. So we were having conversation. I said, Kwame Owusu, I'm cry. I said, share. You be winning. Now they'll tell winning. So I was with Kwame Owusu when he called Kennedy Japan, or he got a call from Kennedy that there was some problem in the north when this whole showdown came about, you know. So by that time, John Mahama was already there. So if one of these people emerge, and I am from Winneba, apologies to Afenyo Markin, I'm from Winneba. So I go to Kennedy. I didn't vote for MPP in the last election. I voted for NDC. But what I want NDC to do for me, Winneba, they are not doing it. I go to Kennedy, I say, Ofa. Into they say, we are sure, say, Oba, Winneba AstroTurf, we are sure, so by he says, oh, AstroTurf, no. I already have a plan for it. Oh, I have a plan for it. This is the plan. Once I win in December, 6 months down the line, this money is coming. Maybe by AstroTurf, Winneba, Gomwa, many in Amamo. So I start thinking, Kennedy, Bawumia, Kwame Japan, maybe Bernard Champon, maybe. So if I get connected with him as somebody who needs an AstroTurf, and I am sure that he will give me the AstroTurf because he has showed me the evidence, and this is in 2026, and the NDC is going to elect his candidate in December 2027. I don't know which candidate they are going to elect. I don't know. They are going to Julius Debra or Asenuket. I don't know. But now I know the MPP candidate. This one is going to be on the ballot. I work with him. He says, go and bring me your land documents. I will give you the AstroTurf. He brings me the land documents. So he's my man. I'm going to vote for him. By the time the NDC is going through the fights, me, I don't care. And the NDC will finish their fight 1 year to the election. You can't even find the candidate. 1 year. He's busy. He's chief of staff. He's party chairman. He's going here. In the case of Bawumia, he was vice president. Doing vice president work. Doing part. Oh, I don't have time to go and see him. I will work with this guy. And this guy will be elected. I'll tell you a story which I didn't tell many people. Some important clergymen, of course, I cannot mention their name, very important clergymen, and I knew their political biases. 2 of them, they spoke to me and said, Paul, Charlie, John Mahama, he has had a change of heart. Charlie, when the guy comes back, Charlie, the guy is going to work. And I said, Papa, are you sure? He said, I've spoken to him. He's come to my house. I've spoken to him. He submitted himself to prayer. And I'm telling you that John Mahama is a changed person. This was in 2022. MPP didn't have a candidate yet. And this is a clergyman whose political philosophy did not vote for John Mahama in 2020. But he's telling me in 2022 that Charlie, he has spoken to John Mahama, he has had a change of heart. So by the time Bawumia emerged, he doesn't even have space in his heart to talk to Bawumia and ask him, what are you going to do or what are you not going to do? He's not interested. He has had a full blast conversation with John Mahama, and he's assured that John Mahama is a changed person from the things they said about him in 2016, and he's going to support John Mahama. Did we not see that happen? That's what the NDC is afraid of. The NDC is afraid that the same thing is going to happen to them. Because when the candidate emerges, the chief of defense staff, I can assure you. But that's what Dan Parry was doing. That's what Dan Parry was doing. Dan Parry was looking at the thing and saying, hey, every day he's in John Mahama's house in Chain Homes. Security were reporting that, hey, but Dan Parry too, every day, what is he going to do at Chain Homes in John Mahama's house? They say, but his IGP can visit the presidential candidates. And Dan Parry was boisterous about it. If I go and see John Mahama, so what? Is he not the candidate of the NDC? And he was defending himself, and he made a lot of sense. So by the time the Bawumia and things emerged, Dan Parry was sure that John Mahama is a candidate that you have to protect. Unfortunately for him, he was sacked. But this is what happened. And these are realities. Truth. If you are inside where I stand, you hear all of these things. So you will see NDC on social media. Oh, it's about Miaku. Oh, NDC, MPP, how? How are you crying more than the bereaved? Are you an MPP man? What is your problem? If MPP want to destroy their party, you should be happy. What is your problem? You should be happy. But they are crying. Oh, the general idea is not good. Cry. MPP will destroy themselves. How can you vote them down before you go and vote the top? What is them? Diufia Sem, Professor Mill said it. Diufia Sem, and let the MPP destroy themselves. It should inure to your benefit. What is your problem? You are fighting your Asedu Ketia and Julius Debra. Let's deal with that. Me, I have a side there. I support somebody there. I'll say it when the time comes. But not now. But you are going to fight. So I like to speak to patriots. I think that the NDC should also go through the same thing. The NDC can also go and think and see that the circumstances is dictating something. So let's do something. Maybe let John Mahama announce next year that the party has decided that in view of everything happening, that this person will come after me. No contest. I don't know whether they'll be able to achieve that. But they have to think innovatively out of the box and create something. This is MPP's out of the box thinking, and I commend them for that. So this is why the NDC is, and if I were NDC, I'll be afraid too. I mean, I will have to go into conclave and think that, hey, Charlie, what should I do? This thing is going to be a problem. Because if one of these guys emerge in January, you see that he's going to Harvard, he's going to London, he's going to Angola, he's going to South Africa, he's going to market women. Now, when the person emerges in Makola Market, oh my goodness, they are going to say, yeah, because he's a candidate on the ballot. What are you doing with constituency, police station, what? Police station who? Constituency what? They are very important, but they are not on the ballot. They are not on the ballot. So the MPP has done what I call a master stroke. This is solid, massive, and they should go in January and elect their leader and let the politics begin. I am excited because I like them. And I believe that they have better plans for Ghana. I believe that they have men who can really think and make things happen. And I know that one day the Akufo-Addo legacy will come on top again. The same way the Kufuor legacy sank to its lowest. And eventually the Kufuor legacy was now being propounded by no less a person than Fifi Kwete of the NDC. Fifi Kwete, who denigrated the Kufuor legacy forever. In 2024, he lifted up the Kufuor legacy. It's the same thing will happen. One day, you will see the most acerbic of tongues against Akufo-Addo speak about Akufo-Addo's legacy. That will be the day. I'll come back here, God willing, and remind you viewers that I told you that that's how politics is. They will sink you, they will raise you. Margaret Thatcher of Britain was sunk to the lowest. Today, Margaret Thatcher's legacy is up. Ronald Reagan, when he attacked Colonel Gaddafi, his legacy was brutalized to the lowest. Today, Ronald Reagan is celebrated in American political history. That's how it is. That's how it is. It's not going to change. That is the way human beings work. And that's how it is. So I believe and presidential elections, that is to say, have a right to select the parliamentary candidate and the presidential candidate. If you move up further, they are saying that MMDCs, that is the Metropolitan, Municipal, and District Assembly officials who have worked for the party at the base also should be part of it. Former MMDCs should all be part of the voting process. And then former members of parliament should be part of the voting process. And then former ministers should be part of the voting process.